Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Jack, the muscle and mobility maker with Stronghold Strength and Conditioning. And today, I'm going to be showing you how to go about resolving that distal biceps tendonitis. But before we get into it, make sure you take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Saturday, I'm putting out videos showing you how to resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life and routine. And it doesn't get better than that. So take advantage of it. Ready? Let's go ahead and dive into this one. All right, like I said, today we're going to be showing you how to address your distal biceps tendonitis, where those biceps insert right at the elbow joint itself. And we're going to give you a couple different techniques, first of all, to address the joint mechanics at the elbow itself, the soft tissues around the joint, and also build strength and stability to those tissues as you go about your recovery. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start looking at the exercises and we'll dive right into it. All right, so we're gonna start with a band anchored low on a post here, and you're gonna place it at the back of your elbow so it's cupping your triceps. What we wanna do is work our way back into tension here so that we can drive our elbow into the resistance of that band, actually bending the elbow, and then relax, allowing the band to take our elbow into a full extension here. We want to make sure that our elbow has capacity to fully extend and that those bicep tissues are not shortened up where it's limiting that extension of the elbow. That can be a big part of the problem to begin with here. So this will help us restore that position. What you're going to do is drive back into that band a few seconds, hold, and then relax and allow the band to take you gradually into that full extension, making sure that you're safely extending, nothing quick with the elbow getting jammed up here. We can also add a rotation when we are in this extended position, which will help address those tissues around the joint as well. Next, with the band still at that same low anchor point, you're going to place it over the elbow, this time on the bicep itself. You do need something to anchor, so here I'm using a heavy kettlebell that's up by my head so that I can grip onto it here. And the kettlebell is nice because I can again add rotation to this movement. So now we're looking at the actual ability of the elbow to get into a good flexion position. Now here I'm starting a little bit light with the elbow slightly off my body, but if I want to add to this, what I can do is actually push myself a little bit further away from that post so that the band drags my elbow down against my rib cage here. What I want to do is flex the biceps against the pressure of that band for about 5 to 10 seconds and then relax and just let the band pull my elbow down. Again, we're using the anchor point of the kettlebell there as well as the pull of the band, so we got two different directions of pull going on here to help create space at the elbow and address those tissues on the biceps. Next, we're going to be using one of my favorite tools here, mobility floss. And I like mobility floss because we're going to be using self-myofascial release, blood flow restriction, and at the elbow we get some flexion gapping as well. Once I have that floss wrapped up, I want to make sure, first of all, that I have a decent amount of tension on it running from my forearm up into my mid biceps. So I'm going to put about a 6 to 8 out of 10 on the tension there. It should leave some lines in my forearm. It's going to restrict blood flow. That's the whole purpose here. And that will help with our tissue strengthening as we go along. Once I have that on, I'm going to take it through some basic movements. So first of all, I was doing a little bit of rotation at my shoulder while my hand was planted. Then I rotated the shoulder all the way out so my thumb points out, and I'm adding a little bit of flexion at the elbow and extension. Now I'm putting the back of the hand to the floor and again kind of working rotation as well as flexion and extension, swooping in and out here. Once I have all those movements covered, we can go into a deeper flexion, and this is where we'll get the good flexion gapping benefit. You're going to feel a lot of pressure inside that elbow as you're doing this. With the pressure of the band on those tissues, you should have your weight directly over that forearm there so that the elbow's right in at the side, your thumb and hand are close to your shoulder, and the floor is actually forcing that tight to your shoulder so that you can rotate in and out. Again, we'll go into a scorpion position here. So now I'm going to engage my triceps, putting the biceps at full length while I have that band on. And one more position we'll do we're gonna actually do some isometric holds. So once you're done with this scorpion, you could come up into a nice tall kneeling position, and from that tall kneeling position, we're gonna help assist ourselves into a deep flexion, engage the biceps so I'm fighting the resistance of the band, and then I'm gonna hold that as long as I can, and then release, and then reset. I'm gonna try different variations, so thumb to shoulder, palm to shoulder, and you could even try knuckles to shoulder as well. Next, we're gonna work through some long, controlled range of motion for our biceps. So we're gonna start with our back on a bench that's on an incline, and we're gonna lower those weights slowly down into a full extension with the hands going into an internal rotation and then externally rotating as we come back up. Now, very slow and controlled is the key here. As you lower, we wanna work on that eccentric portion, very controlled, making sure that that's where we're getting a lot of our effort in, is lowering the weights with good control. Take your time, use a weight that you can handle in this position to begin with. It's very important that your shoulder blades stay packed on your upper back, so keeping your shoulder blades down and back throughout that range of motion, using that as your base, as well as keeping your glutes engaged so that you have a nice solid contraction and control from your core as well. All right, and there you have it, how to go about resolving your distal biceps tendonitis. If you like this video, make sure you let me know by clicking that big thumbs up down below, and take a moment to share this one with a friend if you know they're struggling with this issue. If you've been struggling with this issue for some time now, or you have another training ache or injury that's been inhibiting your training and holding you back from training at the intensity that you really want to be training at, and you're ready for my direct help to resolve that issue, what I want you to do right now is drop down below in the description, fill out a coaching application, and schedule a mobility blueprint call. This is our opportunity to get on a Zoom call together so that I can first of all take you through an assessment, gather the information I need to tailor a program specific to your needs, and then lay out for you in full detail what that program is going to look like and answer any questions you have at that time. So if you're ready for that direct help to work with me directly in that way, then drop down below in that description, fill out that coaching application, and get that call scheduled. Last but not least, if you have not already, make sure you take a moment and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Saturday I'm putting out videos showing you how to resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life routine, and it does not get better than that. Welcome to the Stronghold Army. We'll see you next week.